Welcome to Jazz Appreciation. I'm Jeff Helmer from the University of Texas at Austin, and I'm looking forward to sharing the art form of jazz with you. There are many of us who have devoted our lives to the playing and teaching of jazz. What attracts many of us to jazz is the unique freedom associated with the art. Despite that freedom, jazz is organized in a number of ways, and I believe that during this course you'll develop an understanding of how the music works, as well as learning about many other facets of the art. I believe that once you become a more discerning listener of jazz, you'll be able to apply your approved listening and thinking skills to all the music you encounter in your life. This course contains listening exercises focused on your perceptions of the character of the music that will develop your understanding of the musical tools that jazz artists use to create those perceptions. It's important to realize that the tools are just that, a means to an end and not an end in themselves. While it's helpful to understand the tools, your perceptions of the character and of the feeling of the music creates is most important in your study. In addition to developing these listening skills, we will learn how jazz works, the musical processes and elements involved in jazz. We'll do much of that in the first week of the course and constantly refer back to those elements as we move forward. We'll also learn about the people, history, and eras of jazz, including both the factual information and how to tell eras and artists apart through the Hearing the Difference videos sprinkled throughout the course. I've designed our survey of jazz history, which starts in week 2, to move in an order that will maximize your understanding of how jazz works and develop your listening skills in the most effective manner possible. This means we won't go exactly in chronological order as you might in a United States history course. We'll talk more about that in a future video. We're just about ready to get started, but first I have a few suggestions, many of which I arrived at through teaching this class to others, that will help you get the most out of this course. First of all, it's important to note that no previous musical experience is required in order to succeed in the course. As we'll talk about very soon this week, even if you feel that you have very little listening or musical experience, there are many things you can hear right now that will serve you well throughout the course. Second, because of the nature of this course and because of artists' rights, I'm not able to play complete recordings for you. I will play you relevant excerpts that illustrate the concepts we're discussing. Listening to these excerpts with suggestions about what to specifically listen for will transform your knowledge of jazz. Because I can't play the complete recordings, I encourage you to seek out and listen to the complete versions of these recordings, as almost all of them are readily available. When you seek out these recordings, please be aware that in jazz there are often multiple recordings, even by the same artist, of the same song. Some compositions that we call jazz standards have been recorded hundreds of times. Because of the nature of jazz improvisation, other recordings of the same song may be quite different than the actual recording I'm discussing in this course. Confusion of this sort often happens if a student searches for the song and the artist on YouTube, for example. In this course, I give the recording date for each album or song, so please use that as a guide. Third, I highly recommend that you listen to this music through headphones or external speakers, rather than relying on the built-in speaker on your smartphone, tablet, or computer. Built-in speakers have very inefficient bass response, so if you listen on those speakers, you will likely not hear the bass instruments altogether, and you won't hear the true tone quality of the other higher-pitched instruments. And you'll simply enjoy the music more when you listen to it on better audio equipment. Finally, one of the great joys in developing listening skills is to share those skills with others. I encourage you to join a discussion group associated with the course, or to share your thoughts with others in some other format. I've created a series of videos sprinkled through the course called Enhance Your Experience that will suggest activities beyond the basic assignments and assessments. You're under no obligation to complete these activities, and no one will be checking to see whether you do these things or not. But if you decide to do them, you'll get even more out of the course. I also encourage you to participate in the discussion boards and other social media that will spring up around this course. You'll make some new friends and get a sampling of the many opinions about jazz. I hope this video has helped you understand the goals of the course and that it's set the stage for the learning to come. See you soon.